So, I look like I'm moving, I'm not, but the background's gonna make a lot of sense in a second. I wanted to make a vlog series. I don't know if it's gonna be like 2, is that a series if it's 2? Or 3, or who knows, because this journey's been fucking insane. But I wanted to really sit down with you guys and be incredibly honest. I'm gonna do a trigger warning for anyone that mental health, eating disorders, talk of self-harm, those sorts of things. If anything like that is triggering for you, please click off now because I am going to be speaking about it. I've shared bits and pieces about my journey being diagnosed with anorexia and being in recovery from that. Some of my fans and supporters know that I have it, some people don't. It's not something I've ever really hidden, but this is a whole other can of worms in regards to sharing it. So basically, as a journey, this isn't about shock value or about, I don't know, like using the mental health thing for views. I don't even know how you can do that, but I mean, it's not about any of that. It's honestly just about truth, and really because I don't feel right releasing this song unless I explain myself. And if this helps one person feel seen or feel understood or anything like that, then it's worth it. And mainly I'm doing this for like myself, really, for like 15-year-old me who like desperately needed somebody older and cooler and successful to tell them that this is not the way and this isn't cool and this isn't what you need to do and you really need help. So I want to be that for somebody. If I keep looking over here, it's because I have notes that I want to cover. I feel like an influencer doing an apology. I'm not. Sorry, I keep touching my hair. It's like a nervous tick. The earliest I remember being really like conscious of my body was 6. And I remember I have a really distinct memory and which is crazy because I don't remember so much of my childhood because I had quite a traumatic childhood. I've got a lot of gaps, but this just sticks out. I can like even see the tiles on the floor at the house that we lived in. But we'd had like a roast dinner, and it was the next day, and I was complaining about being hungry to my mum. Mum's like, go make yourself something, right? I remember thinking, oh my gosh, how cool would it be to put mashed potato on a sandwich and have like a mashed potato sandwich, right? I'm sick. Honestly, I was onto something. And then I made it, and then I remember this overwhelming like feeling of like guilt and like fear and like shame. I was like, oh my God, no one can see me eating this. Well, obviously wasn't out of nowhere. I obviously heard, seen, been told, whatever things or whatever I've digested as a child, but I remember this shit going, and I remember being like, oh, and I remember shoving it in the bottom of the bin and shoving it down with my fingers, which is such an odd thing for a 6-year-old to do. Obviously, that was the beginning of that, and it grew from there. I was a girl who had quite a traumatic childhood. My dad was in jail for most of my childhood. When he got out, my mum died within a few months, and then he took off again. Obviously, my mum was my primary caregiver. She died very suddenly. She was very young. My whole family got split up. We were all orphaned out to different parts of our family. My littlest brother got taken with my stepdad, moved states away. We never really saw him that much again, honestly. My family was like completely fractured. And now that I know sort of like what eating disorders are really about control, right? That was the way, even though those like body image issues and body dysmorphia and the guilt around food had started for me quite young, I think this was sort of like what set it off. In addition to that, I was always the best at whatever I did, right? So like I was the singer, I was the dancer, I was the actor. I was always very gifted in performing arts and very gifted in academics. And I loved to learn and I loved to win. And this perfectionist, high achiever, never stop, nothing's good enough thing is number one, a part of my family. We're a family of quite high achievers, which I love, but also it was very much in me. It's like who I am, and that's very much a personality thing. So as a dancer, growing up, danced from 3 years old, anyone who dances knows You're staring at yourself in the mirror. I mean, dance for after school, maybe 4 hours, 5 hours a day, like 6 days a week most of the time, comps on the weekend, just staring at yourself in the mirror the entire time. And things were not as progressive as they are now a few years ago. Like it's just the truth. And your body was like your currency. And your body was also your artistry and your weapon, and how good you were was how you looked. And that compounded into it. I think with also the high achiever stuff and the body and all that stuff, it came into it. It was like my worth came from being exceptional, came from that. Also, I loved everything to do with like Tumblr and things like that. I came in sort of on the end of the Tumblr era, but it was like all of these pages that were romanticizing anorexia and self-harm. Like there was one, I don't know if anyone, I hope you didn't get into it, but there was like Dear Anna or something, or My Friend Anna, I can't remember, but this is all I consumed, right? Was this elite performing arts and academics too, and then like this media of like be skinny, like just this romanticized, and I made it my whole lifestyle. Like it becoming as thin as humanly possible was my lifestyle and my goal. And I mean, even like I had a teacher when I came back to school a few years after I graduated say, "Oh my God, it's so good that, you know, you look really healthy, you look amazing." And obviously anyone who has an eating disorder, the last thing you want to hear is you look healthy. I know that sounds crazy. If you're not mentally ill, that's great. I hope you never understand. But to the people who get it, they get it. And I said, "Oh, thanks." I don't know what I said. I was still in active anorexia at that point. So I probably was like, but she was like, "Yeah, you never ate. I remember you never ever ate. So it's good you're eating now." And I remember being like, if you knew, why didn't you? Anyway, it's all good. So the rules I made for myself during that time was like, I could have one thing a day. Now, mental illness doesn't make sense a lot of the time, or any of the time, right? This was my rule, one thing a day. The one thing could be an apple, or it could be a meal, but it was one thing. It had to be on one plate. It was one. That was my thing. I lied. I think my family knew something wasn't right. And I mean, they would be like, have breakfast, you know, which is the part that they could control, right? Because I was at school. They couldn't control what I did when I was at school. I would literally put butter on knives, scrape the butter off so it looked like I'd made toast, put it in the dishwasher with a plate and be like, I had toast, look. Like, that's how determined I was. I was so terrified to my core. I would hide all of my food in the bottom of my school bag until I could throw it out. My friends all knew, but that's how accepted it was. We were all kids. It was like, oh yeah, she does that. That's just normal. Like, that's how it is. All the alarm bells were there, but nobody stepped in. And I don't blame them, because you can't intervene on something you don't understand. But that's why this video for me is so important, is because I don't ever want alarm bells ringing around me and me not be able to act on them straight away. For myself, for my friends, for a child, for a coworker, for any person around me, I will not be complicit. I'm not gonna, whether it's from ignorance or not, that's just not gonna happen, because that's what happened with me. No one helped me, and I'm lucky to be alive. I also didn't know it, but I was undiagnosed bipolar, which I have spoken about a lot. So on top of the eating disorder, it was dealing with bipolar. Again, my family were like, something's not right, but I was such a high achiever that everyone's like, but she's so amazing, or she's so this. I got into the Queensland Conservatorium of Music. I was like this crazy high achieving person that was like so secretive, because I knew that it was wrong. Deep down, I knew it was wrong, and I was so ashamed of the self-harm and the starving and all of those things. I was so ashamed, but I knew that the very last thing that I wanted in the whole entire world was to stop. So I did every single thing I could to stop that from happening. I went to the doctor, and I remember it was like one of the first times I went by myself, because I was an adult. I just turned 18, and I was so scared. And they took my, like your heart thing, ECG, I don't know, whatever. It was for something and she needed to do it. And then she took my blood pressure. It was a whole thing. No, maybe it was just my I don't know. I think I was at the hospital. I can't remember, honestly. There's so many gaps in my memories because I was so hungry. I couldn't remember a goddamn thing. Anyway, I remember the doctor talking to me. I still remember her name. And she said to me, your heart rate is really low and you got like really low blood pressure. Do you eat? And I remember being like, I remember consciously thinking, how the am I getting out of this? And then I remember being like, I was so insane. And I'm not blaming myself at all for that. You know what I mean? I literally was insane. But I remember thinking like, I'm 18, they can't do anything, whatever. And I remember I didn't even say anything. I just obviously must have just like frozen or whatever. And she said, do you have an eating disorder? And I was like, I don't know. I just started crying. And I wasn't crying because I got called out. I was crying because I was scared I was going to have to stop. My hair was falling out. I grew hair like all over my like hands and like the places that I had never grown hair before. And I'm like not a hairy person except for my eyebrows and the hair on my head. I'm very lucky, girlies. But I remember being in the Conservatorium of Music doing a Bachelor of Musical Theatre. So 25 people get in internationally. It's this super elite institution and it's like the highest pressure situation. And I was doing that and self-harming because to try and control everything, you know, it was a lot. I would faint all the time, like all the fucking time. Like there would be time and I'd just be like, oh fuck, here it comes. It's just, you couldn't do it. So people always talk about like a breakthrough moment or things like that. I know my breakthrough moment sort of compounded, but it only happened probably about 5 years ago. And it's sort of like everything came to a head and I opened up to my grandma and I just said, if I don't get help, I'm gonna die. Which is a really hard thing to say to someone you love more than anything in the world, but it's the greatest thing I ever did. I didn't believe in psychiatric drugs. I didn't believe in therapy. I was also crazy. So I went, they were like, you've got bipolar, you've got anorexia. There's a whole plethora of problems here. You've got CPTSD. Oh my God, you might have BPD. And I was like, got on medication, started on really intensive therapy, changed my whole life, saved my life. I wasn't thriving yet, right? And to save my life, so I was surviving. I was like, okay, all right, just, you know, I'm gonna get through it. Every day I got a little bit better. Everything got a little bit better. I went through this whole big traumatic thing where I was assaulted and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you all know that. But it came to where I wanted to write my first body of work, my first EP. I was at that point in my career. I was ready to do it. And the first song that came out was a song called Sleep Through Dinner. Now, I called it that because I used to sleep through dinner. I would literally, when I lived on my own or out of home, which was from 17 onwards, I moved out, or my 18th birthday, I would be like, I would just try and fall asleep so I could skip that meal. It's insane. Like I would literally be like, I can't be awake because the hunger will be too bad. I'll have to be asleep. And because I looked athletic and muscly and elite and I was killing it or whatever, I was like, I'm not sick enough. I'm not like those girls that you see on the TV that are like skin and bone. That's not me. Look at me. Like I have a butt, I'm like thighs, but I'm like all muscle, of course, because that's all I do. But then my body just started eating the muscle because it had nothing. But I was like, I don't look sick. I don't look sick enough. I'm not sick enough. And that used to comfort me. I used to be like, well, one day when I look like one of those girls you see on the TV, right? With the feeding tubes, that's when I'll know that I've made it. That's when I'll know I have an eating disorder, right? This is how I thought. So Sleep Through Dinner, I wrote it as a piece of poetry first, just because I was in a pretty bad relapse. I was like desperate to starve myself again. And I was like, no, sir. So I wrote this piece and it's probably the most heartfelt piece I've ever written in my life. And it's like talking to myself, you know. There's one point where I'm apologizing to myself as a child, like, oh my God, how did I think that? How did I do that to you, to that little girl that went through so much? How did I torture her like that? And there's a line where I say, like, my body's a love letter to my killer. And I truly, for the longest time, did feel that that's what I was my body was just this ode to anorexia. And no, it was never good enough, you know, never ever good enough, but that's the disease. And I never knew if I wanted to release it or to put it out, because I was so scared of being like those fucking Tumblr posts that fuck me up. I wanted to make sure that it was people understood, and young people understood that I've been through it. I see you. I'm still in it. Much more recovered than I was, but I'm still in it. And I want people to know that I'm not glorifying it. This is like a reclaiming of myself and a reclaiming of my space, and reclaiming of me. I'm not shrinking anymore. I refuse to shrink. So I wrote this song and I sent it to my amazing manager, Dustin. And I said, what do you think? And he said, this is the best thing you've ever written. And I was like, okay. So I sat with it and sat with it and sat with it. And then kept writing the rest of my EP, wrote it, loved it. It all became very, very, very deep. It was a lot of soul searching that came with writing this EP. And it's the most honest I've ever been, ever. And I'm a pretty honest person. I have for the last, however long, pretty honest person. So along this journey, while I was writing this EP, I decided that while I was healing, I really felt like the part of my brain that was good at that academic stuff, I wasn't learning, I wasn't using it as much. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want people to think I'm a failure, that I'm failing at music because I want to try and study something else at the same time. And then I realized that no one would ever say that to a man. It was only that I was a woman that it was like, oh, you failed, or is it your backup plan, or whatever. Any man would be fucking applauded for that. So I was like, that's it. I went and I got into a Bachelor of Psychology honors. I'm now halfway through my honors year, which means I'm halfway through 4th year. And I am about to pursue my master's and then PhD in clinical psychology. And I love it. I love learning. I love helping people. I love understanding myself, understanding others. So when I finally decided to release this song, I'm like, okay, how can I bring these two worlds together? So then came an idea. I was like, what if I had like a launch party that wasn't a launch party? And so AZURE'S AVIARY was born. I wanted to give it a little name, and Azure, obviously, me. Aviary is like a bird enclosure, but it's like nice, and it's like a safe place for birds to be, and they can like hang out and rest, and then they take off again. And I was like, yeah! So I thought I was genius with that one. Actually, my manager came up with some of it as well, so shout out to Dustin, one of the only good men. So I started thinking about it, and I'm like, how can I make this not like, come listen to my single about my eating disorder? I want it to be like, how can I make this a safe place for survivors, a safe place for victims, a safe place for advocates of mental health and stuff to come and be seen, but also be like treated, and I want to give back. So I'm like, how can I do this? Well, it's bigger than Ben-Hur now. So I found all this is myself, right? So I'm an independent artist. It's just me and my manager. That's the way it is. So basically, I found a venue. The amazing people at Soul Trap in Surrey Hills gave me a very, very nice discounted rate. I love you guys. And found the date, and I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. Then I thought, why don't I email some brands? Just see it. Like, I mean, I've worked with some brands before, but I'm not like a big influencer girly. I'm not like that. I'd love to be. I don't know what the fuck I'd influence you in though. But I just put some emails out there, basically describing the event, describing my ethos, what I want to do, how I want to help people, all sorts of stuff. And now it's just a big thing. Let me show you. Oh, I'm glad I passed the sad part. So all of this is stuff for the event. Amazing people have wanted to be sponsors of this event. We've got Tints of Nature, which is this incredible hair dye and hair care company. They've got like all vegan products. It's amazing. Then we've got Pear Collections. The amazing Angie, who's the owner of that, is coming to speak about the ethos of Pear Collections, which is like body positive clothing and stuff like that. I won't speak for her because she's speaking at the event, which I'm like freaking out. Can you believe these people want to do this? Then Rimmel, my amazing Rimmel family at Rimmel London Makeup, who I already am a VIP creator for them, but they're gifting to some goodie bags, which is amazing. We have Heaps Normal, which is a non-alcoholic beer. They're sending stuff. Then we have Andy Pandy Hair Candy, my love, he is a major sponsor too. I'm not sharing what we're doing yet. And then we have Somersault Body. These are all these people that are sending me stuff. So how fucking crazy, all of this. Then I decided, hey, if we're having this event, why don't I get my limited edition merch made for this EP? I haven't even announced the EP, right? As of today, I'm announcing Sleep Through Dinner tomorrow, so none of you fuckers know right now, and I'm so excited. Then on Sunday, I'm announcing the event. But I thought, why not get EP merch and sell it there so it's exclusive and you guys get it first, and I've got a bulk of it so like you can take it home with you. Also got a QR code if you want to buy it there. But this is the hoodie because, okay, I'm going to do a reveal too. This vlog's got a lot in it. I decided to call my EP Eat Your Heart Out. It's very me. It's a little apple. And on the back, it has a little menu, but I will show you all that later. We've also got t-shirts, which is very exciting. Plus, check out these goodie bags. How crazy. These goodie bags are gonna be packed to the brim. I'm so excited. I also decided, okay, so this kind of event can be a little bit like triggering maybe for some people. So I'm like, what if we have a calming station? So I've got stress balls, crystals, essential oil, earplugs, sensory stuff in case someone wants to like do that. I've got interactive activities, and get this, I'm getting a whole fucking bed. Dustin makes an offhand comment to me the other day, and you know what? Poor Dustin, it was probably a fucking joke. He goes, Ash, how cool would it be if we got a bed for like the photo op for the event? I said, how are we getting a bed in there? We can't get a bed in there. He said, just email and ask. So I emailed and asked. They said, yes, in fact, you could fit a bed in here. But they'll probably like, why would you want to? And I said, so currently as we speak, Hannah, my best friend, you all know Hannah, is picking up a vintage bed frame from some woman on Facebook Marketplace, $80. And we're going to find a mattress somewhere and we're going to make an installation in the event. And if you're starting to think, Ashley, this sounds insane. How are you doing this with a team of you, Dustin, who's in Perth? So Dustin, so let's cut, I mean, he's on the emails like nobody's business, but it's me here, my best friend Hannah, G, who's a social media goddess. So she's got some locks on the invites, but most of all, she's been my friend since we were like 4 or something. So she's like, Ash, I'm coming. I'm helping you. I'm like, thank fuck someone is. And my grandma. So that's the A team. Number one, I just want to document this process because this is like one of the most amazing. Oh, and I forgot. Okay, so back to psych. I decided, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to email some of my professors and my honors supervisor and stuff and just say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I would love if someone, because they're all doctors, if someone would like to come and speak. And they do. They want to come and talk. So the people that come are going to get like amazing gifts. Like the people are donating the craziest shit. It's by the most amazing sponsors. They're gonna, well, I'm gonna perform the song live for the first time. So that's gonna be challenging for me not to cry, but that's fine. They've got amazing hairstylists and makeup artists and social media people and influencers and musicians all in one room, plus survivors. I mean, we're all survivors of that sort of thing, if you're creative, really, most of the time. So it's just like a place where everyone is coming, and like I'm even making like signature cocktails, and they're gonna get spoken to by like doctors who are out like in the field, psychologists that are working on this stuff to give some insight. And I just hope it's a place that people feel safe and encourages the right thing, especially for, I know a lot of the girls, young girls that follow me deal with a lot of mental health or LGBTQ, but I also have a lot of dancers. Some, they can all be one, but you know what I'm saying? I hope that the young dancers see this and realize that their body is not their worth, and their weight is not their worth. And I just want to do my part in being the person that I needed when I was younger. So I want to document this whole process. It's going to be crazy. And I'm just so excited to meet people. People can just come and have an amazing experience. And yeah, I'm just really excited, and I feel like I want to share that with you guys. So that's enough of my little thing, and I am gonna go and look at this bed. The eagle has landed. Wait. She's there. Oh, she is vintagey.
And she's heavy as fuck.
How are we gonna put it together?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me.
We need an Allen's key.
Who? Puggy, what do you think? You're so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is insane.
The suspect is in jail.
This is madness.
The probable cause affidavit revealed what Maggie, Katie, and Ethan were doing.
Are you guys helping at all?
They died.
Hello. Let's update on these goodie bags. I think this is going to be the final where we're at for the event, which is crazy because it's literally 1 week away. So these are the over 18 ones. I have under 18 ones too, but thought I would give you a little sneaker peeker. So first, we have in here a little affirmation card. This one says, I'm capable of handling whatever comes my way. And then it's got like a little prompt on the back, which I thought was so cute. It's like, how do you swap envy for joy when other people accomplish things? Then we have another little affirmation card. Don't watch the clock do what it does. Keep going. We have our little Tints of Nature brochure from one of our amazing sponsors with 15% off, which is crazy. They've been so kind. Plus, they gave us hair dye. This one is copper red. Gorge. Then we have a little notebook. Oh, shit. This little sticker. Oh, in Sisters We Trust. I bought a lot of stickers. I really went ham on the stickers. These are some more stickers that are like mental health sort of focus. Like there's like star breathing, and you can like follow the prompts and stuff with them. So if you want to like stick them on your notebooks and stuff like that. Oh, I bought these cute little rose quartz gems that in the shape of hearts. And there's like a few different ones, but you can like, I don't know. They're like worry stones, so you can like pour your worries into them. Oh, fuck. Worry I'm gonna fucking lose it. Oh! Vegan collagen eye mask from Somersault Body. They're so cute. I did steal a pack. I'm sure they don't mind. But they're so gorgeous. They have all this like glitter and like little stars. I don't know if you can see. You kind of can, but they're so pretty on, and they like leave everything so nice. I actually put on a pair last night. Oh, this is like a thumb. It's like another like gemstone, and it's like a little like thumb, and you like push into it. I don't know, but I saw it online and I thought they were so cute. And I guess maybe I'm like a tactile person. I just like stuff to like play with. Heaps Normal. These are their third IPA. They're like non-alcoholic beer. Health Lab sent these delicious pie. I think they're nut butter filled balls, like peanut butter envy. I can't eat them because I'm allergic to nuts, but that's fine. You guys can. They actually smell really good, even though they smell like they might kill me, but that's fine. Rimmel have sent a bunch of lip latex. This color is Sassy. Love. And these are the little reusable bags that you get to keep. How cute. So that is what is in a gift bag for AZURE'S AVIARY. It's been crazy. I'm going to sit down and do like a full update video. But I wanted to just show you what's in the gift bags. On the episode of one of the more random things I've done in my life, I'm currently waiting in the car. Can you see the bed in the back? Fucking hell, we can't get it out. It's that fucking heavy. To go and meet with local parliament. Why, you ask? Well, for AZURE'S AVIARY, for our little event. I've got my laptop and I've got like a few documents that I've drawn up of like future plans, things that I think would be good if we could make it a more than one night, all assets about funding and stuff like that, if we could get any. But basically, I'm coming because they said they wanted to talk to me and I'm here. I tried to pick the most parliament appropriate outfit. So I've got like a little turtleneck and then, hold on, let me see if you can see. It's like you can't see because I'm sitting, Ashley, fucking hell. But it's like a white long maxi skirt and I've just got some boots. I didn't want to go to myself, you know? So I feel like I should be nervous, but I'm like not. Maybe I'm not nervous because I'm tired. Like I'm so tired that I can't be nervous. But I mean, I figure he's just a guy. So we'll see. I'll let you know how I go.
Well, we all know that Campbelltown is full of amazing, talented people, and I've just met with Ashley from Azure Music, who has an amazing story. She does a whole heap of things with local kids that go to Campbelltown Performing Arts, but you've got some pretty exciting things coming up, Ashley.
I do.
Tell everyone about it.
I have a one night only performance and launch event. It's called AZURE'S AVIARY. Basically, it's a safe place for people who have struggled with eating disorders or any sort of mental health and are looking to find other survivors and people to connect with. It's at Soul Trap Bar in Surrey Hills. It's open to minors as long as they have a parent or guardian. There's going to be goodie bags, gifts. I'm going to perform my brand new single, Sleep Through Dinner, live. And there's going to be lots and lots of fun. I think we have mental health professionals that are coming to talk, basically bridging the gap between lived in experience survivors and then the people who work on it every day in a professional sector.
But thank you so much. You must be very inspiring for a lot of young people doing it through the arts and telling your story. And thank you for telling your story.
Thank you. Okay, forget everything that you've heard about politicians. Greg was a fucking legend. Like literally a legend. We went in there and we're just chatting and he was so real, he was so kind, telling me about his story and his beautiful family and stuff, and just like such a real dude, and fully has offered us all of his support. And I'm so excited to see where this goes. I feel weirdly like, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that just, yeah, he was a legend, a literal legend. And so like humble, soul of the earth, down to earth, like nothing at all of what people think politicians are. Yeah, he's a ledge. Greg, you're the best.